What is self-righteous indignation? It's a funny term, and it describes a certain behavior that is a little bit tricky to wrap your mind around if you don't have firsthand personal experience dealing with it. And even then, sometimes certain behaviors that people exhibit, it's tricky to put your finger on because it's a complex thing that's going on, so it's difficult to categorize, I suppose. But anyway, what I said, self-righteous indignation is like when somebody behaves in a way where it's like, because of something that they're doing, they feel like it's okay to behave in a certain way, to treat others in a certain way, to talk to other people in a certain way. They think that what they're doing gives them the right, like they have this self-righteousness which allows them to speak to others in a way that isn't really nice, kind of condescending, like looking down at other people. And so it's funny, like I have been wrapping my mind around this because I've been exposed to it many times, but like I said, I'm looking for the correct words and also the correct definition, and I haven't found it. I've done Google searches and seen what a lot of people said, even people who are into this kind of stuff, and I haven't been satisfied with the explanation that I've received. However, as the universe provides, I was just given an opportunity to see firsthand what this behavior looks like, and then I was able to put two and two together. So pretty cool. And so what it is that there's a person who was cleaning this house that I live at, and they don't have to do this, but they choose to do it. It is something that they choose to do. And so they came in and started, I came home, and normally this person doesn't come on this day, and they started bossing me around and getting upset, and just for being there, essentially just for existing in the place where I live, and like nothing that I could do. And they just kept on going on and on about it, just making like little kind of backhanded comments about how they're just trying to get the work done and they're just doing their job, and how everybody is getting in the way, and how they're going to be there forever. It's going to take hours longer because they're not able to get the thing done that they need to. So it's like, because they're doing this little thing that they themselves are choosing to do, they're allowed to essentially be passive aggressive. They're allowed to passive aggressive is a big thing. Speaking with intensity is another one too. It's like there is this tone of voice that I hear very commonly. I mean, I'm not sexist, but I hear it very often amongst women, because guys, at least the ones that I'm exposed to, speak a lot more in the text that I do. Like, men will raise their voices and yell, which is inappropriate. Whereas, like, at least in this instance, this person was speaking with an intensity, and it sounds a lot more like this, and it's whiny. So there's like a whininess to it. There's a complaining, and then there's an intensity. I'm just trying to do this job, and everybody's in my way, and then there's this self-righteous thing to it. There's these backhanded comments, like, I'm just trying to, it's weird because there's all of these energies wrapped into one thing. And the word to describe this behavior, or the words, is self-righteous indignation. And a lot of people equate this behavior to somebody who belongs to a certain faith. They belong to some kind of a church, and they and because of that, because they walk this path of righteousness, which there's nothing wrong with. I mean, I think we all should strive for that, but it just because you strive for something doesn't mean that you get to look down your nose at other people who aren't doing everything exactly how you think that they need to be doing it, who people aren't falling in line with the because others haven't come to the same conclusions that you have, doesn't give you the right to treat anybody as lesser or talk down to them. It's ridiculous. I mean, there is a meme which I did like that I found on the internet, and it's like this guy goes to heaven and he's standing there at heaven's gates, and God, I guess, is standing there. I think it's God. And then he's like, and so God says, he's like, so you were a believer, but you seem to miss the not being a jerk about the whole thing, right? And that's a big part of it. It's like, thank you for what you're doing, good on you for what you're doing, but that doesn't give you the right to treat others as, like they're doing something wrong or lesser, or, you don't get to judge people or talk down to them just because you're doing something, that's not the idea. So, yeah, this is a great video. I'm so happy that the universe gave me this gift. Did I act with the most integrity? I tell you, I bit my tongue for the longest time, and then I eventually said, hey, you're kind of being rude here. And then it, of course, just escalated, and I was like, okay, I don't know. Should I have said something? Should I have not? Anyways, I left the house. I was like, I am not going to sit here and put up with abuse, and this person's in a frame of mind where they think that it is acceptable to be abusive. Therefore, I am going to diffuse the situation by exiting this place. And yeah, I got other things to do. They thought I was going to do something else, and they just assumed. They're like, oh, well, you can go do this. I was like, that's not what I was going to do. I have no interest in doing that. And then they got mad at me. They're like, oh, you can go over here. I was like, I don't want to go over there. I'm going to drive to the States right now. I got to go do something real quick. It's like, it's funny how people just assume things about you and then get mad that you're not doing what they assumed, and then get mad at you just for existing. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope that's helpful.